Inflammation, it's the hidden culprit behind weight gain, sluggish energy, and even chronic pain. But what if the solution isn't in a pill, but right on your plate? There are 5 powerful foods that can help your body fight back naturally, foods that can reduce swelling, boost recovery, and leave you feeling your best. Most people overlook these, yet they could be the key to a healthier, stronger you. The best part? You don't need expensive supplements or complicated diets, just simple natural ingredients that work. So what are these foods and how do they actually help your body heal? Stick around because you might be surprised by what makes the list. Stay tuned.
What is going on, YouTube world? It's Thomas DeLauer, and today I'm talking about inflammation again. But I'm talking about inflammation, how it relates to true old joint pain, and how it relates to even arthritis. And you might be wondering, well, I'm pretty young. Do I really need to be worrying about arthritis? The simple answer is yes, you do. If you're working out, if you're lifting, if you're loading your spine with weight by squatting, you are definitely more susceptible to arthritis. So I'm gonna break down 5 easy foods that you probably have laying around your house that are gonna help you out with potentially reducing inflammation and getting your life back.
When you're pushing your limits, lifting, squatting, grinding through every rep, your body takes a hit. Inflammation builds up, and over time, it can lead to stiffness, pain, even arthritis. But what if you could fight back with food? Thomas DeLauer breaks down the top 5 anti-inflammatory foods that help your muscles recover, your joints stay strong, and your body perform at its best. These aren't just any foods, they're backed by science to keep inflammation low and gains high. Want to train harder and recover faster? Let's dive into the 5 game changers you need to know.
Now note that these are not absolute positive substitutes for true medication if you need it, but they are there as good, solid, natural ways to start reducing the inflammation within your body. So let's dive in. Okay, the first one are beets. See, beets are interesting. They contain something called betanin and volgaxanthin, which are scary sounding names. They sound very, very serious. But the fact is, they're simple anti-inflammatory things. What they do is they act on something known as the COX enzyme, cyclooxygenase enzymes. Now, if you've ever taken an aspirin or an ibuprofen, those particular drugs work on the COX enzymes, just like these compounds do. Now, additionally, beets also contain something that's known as betaine, and it helps protect your cells from the additional environmental factors that could be causing more pain and stiffness. But if you're someone that's looking for better performance, maybe you're an ex-athlete, maybe you're someone that wants to get back in the gym, well, it was also found that people that consumed beet juice before a workout ended up lasting 16% longer in their workouts simply by having beet juice, and that's over placebo. So it's a pretty serious cut and dry.
One of the best anti-inflammatory foods, beets. Packed with nitrates, they boost blood flow, reduce muscle soreness, and speed up recovery. Thomas DeLauer swears by them, so if you're training hard, beets might be your secret weapon. Want to know the rest? Let's get into it.
Dry result. Okay, the next food that I want to talk about is pineapple. Now, pineapple is very intriguing because it contains something that's known as bromelain. Bromelain is an enzyme that helps break down proteins. And what we have to understand, at its core, inflammation is really just rogue proteins that are going around triggering negative results in our bodies. If we have too much of a good thing, it becomes a bad thing. And bromelain is an enzyme that breaks down those proteins. So if we break down the rogue proteins, we can consequently trigger a cascade and reduction of inflammation. It does this through something that is known as a cysteine proteinase, and this is literally just exactly the enzyme that breaks down the proteins. So if you're someone that's suffering with irritable bowel syndrome, or you're suffering from rheumatoid arthritis, or just osteoarthritis, you might find that simply incorporating some pineapple, even if it's from the can, if it's soaking in water, not the added sugar, that you get a pretty serious benefit from it. It also helps reduce something known as chemokines, but also cytokines, which are precursors to inflammation. Talk about nipping it right in the bud. Okay.
One powerful anti-inflammatory food, pineapple. Packed with bromelain, it helps reduce swelling, ease joint pain, and speed up muscle recovery. Thomas DeLauer swears by it. But what are the other 4 foods? Stick around to find out.
Next up, we've got something that you might have sitting in your freezer, or maybe in your fridge, or you might have even had it last night. And that's good old-fashioned salmon or other omega-3 rich fatty fishes. Basically, what they do is they act on that same cyclooxygenase enzyme that I talked about earlier in the video. See, how it works, when you consume omega-3 fatty acids, your body converts them into something very unique, known as EPA and DHA. That's eicosapentaenoic acid and docosahexaenoic acid. They help reduce inflammation not only in the body, but also in the brain. A quick understanding of how the omega-3s do this is they interfere with something known as leukocytes, which are cells that are triggered by your immune system. You see, we need them, we need to have that result, but we don't want too much of it. This next food that I'm going to talk about is one that you've probably had if you went down to the Thai food restaurant or if you were just cooking good old-fashioned stir-fry at home.
Salmon isn't just protein, it's a powerhouse for fighting inflammation. Loaded with omega-3s, it helps your joints recover, keeps soreness down, and fuels your workouts. Thomas DeLauer breaks it all down, plus 4 more foods you don't want to miss.
And that's ginger. You don't need much of this stuff because it's got something known as gingerols. Gingerols are the component of ginger that have been shown to reduce inflammation, aid in digestion, and have a myriad of other health benefits. There was a study that took a look at 247 patients. Pretty big, broad-scale study. Okay, half of them they gave gingerol to, they gave a ginger supplement to, and half of them they did not. Well, guess what? They found that those that consumed the ginger had, get this, brace yourself, a 40% reduction in pain and inflammation in the joints. 40%, that's almost half. Okay, the next one that I want to talk about, and this is the big one, the one that is associated by and large with some of the biggest reductions in inflammation and some of the biggest, most profound movements towards helping you feel healthier.
Ginger. This fiery root is more than just a flavor booster. According to Thomas DeLauer, it's a top anti-inflammatory food that helps reduce pain and inflammation, especially after heavy lifting. Curious about the rest? Stay tuned for the full list.
And that's turmeric. You probably have it in your spice rack. I can almost guarantee that you do, even if you haven't touched it in 2 years. And the cool thing is, it's probably still good because its shelf life is long. The way that turmeric works is it blocks those same cyclooxygenase enzymes, COX1, COX2. However, with one critical difference, it only blocks the COX2 enzyme. Why do we want that to happen? Because believe it or not, the COX1 enzyme is the same enzyme that allows the good inflammation to protect your gut and your digestive system. Have you ever read the label of an ibuprofen bottle or aspirin bottle and it says to be careful of your stomach and it may cause stomach bleeding? That's why. If you limit that COX1, your stomach bleeds. It's not good. But turmeric is selective. It only limits the COX2, leaving the COX1 in place. That is absolutely downright amazing. But we have to back it up with science, right? There was a 2010 clinical trial, not just a study, a full-blown clinical trial that looked at those that consumed turmeric curcumin. Curcumin is the bioactive component of turmeric. Well, what they found is that over time, there was a significant long-term reduction in joint inflammation and associated pain with those that took in the curcumin. Now, what that means is it wasn't just an immediate result. It was something that lasted a long time, meaning that it's truly a sustainable way to modulate inflammation within your body. But we have to be fair here, and someone has to be a true advocate for your health, so I'm not going to lie to you. If you are someone that's on Coumadin or a blood thinner, you don't want to take turmeric. You see, turmeric has a powerful ability to thin the blood. So that means if you're on Coumadin, or maybe you're pregnant, or if you're prepping for surgery, you want to avoid turmeric. Sorry, it's not for everyone, but it's a pretty exclusive result, and those that can take it truly get to reap the benefits.
Thomas DeLauer's top anti-inflammatory foods include powerful ingredients like turmeric, nature's golden warrior. Packed with curcumin, turmeric fights inflammation, supports joint health, and accelerates recovery. Now you know the power of these anti-inflammatory foods, from turmeric to others that support your body's recovery, reduce pain, and keep you performing at your best. But this is just the start. The journey to a healthier, stronger you is filled with choices: nutrition, exercise, and lifestyle. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on more tips to level up your health and fitness. Support our channel, and let's keep building a community that thrives on natural wellness and strength.